All right, so first, I just want to say thank you all for coming tonight, supporting our film. There will be people, I think, coming up and down the aisle selling raffle tickets. Is that still right, or are we just staying out there? Anyone?
Standing out there.
They're just staying out there. Okay, never mind. So first, I want to introduce Brett Rudy. He's the creator of the 100 Innings game originally, and one of the big stars of the film. You'll see him. So, Brett.
3 hours
Everybody, thanks for coming to our film. We started this game in 2004. For those who don't know the story, I'll be brief. We had this crazy idea to raise money for our players, not for any charity, because the players were complaining that our league fees were too high. So we said, hey, why don't we do this 100-inning game, and we can raise money, and then anybody who raises enough money, they can play baseball for free. And that idea basically got laughed out of the room, and somebody had the idea, well, why don't we do this for charity? And at the time, Curt Schilling was coming to town. He promised Boston that we would win a World Series. He had a charity called Curt's Pitch for ALS through the ALS Association Massachusetts chapter. We partnered with them initially, and the first couple of years that we did this game, we raised over $100,000 for ALS. The game just took off. We grew up, thank you. The game has just taken off. Every year we have all the same guys coming back, but new players that are added each year. Over the years, we've also shifted where we've been contributing all the funds that we've raised. For the last dozen or so years, we've been working with the Angel Fund, and you'll hear from Rich Kennedy shortly that will tell you all about the advances that we've made there. I think what's most remarkable about this is when this game started, the idea was to raise awareness for ALS. Is there anybody in this room who doesn't know what ALS is? Raise your hand. I think we did our job there. The next objective is we're going to keep this game going, and we're going to see if we can help find a cure and a treatment for those people that have it, and for the families, and for just everybody who's associated with it. And there's absolutely no reason that we can't do it if we continue to push the agenda that we've been pushing for 20 years. So I could keep going, but everything else I would say you're already going to see in the movie, so you've probably seen enough of me today. So that's all I have. But before I pass this back to you for the next person, actually, why don't you hold on to the mic? Many of you have already seen this. We have this outside, but I'll share it with you again. We had a beautiful Boston Globe article that was written, if I can get this out of this tube. Taped it up, staples, they made this really difficult for me. But it's a Boston Globe article, and it features Kevin O'Leary, who's somewhere out there in the audience, as well as Angie. And since Angie is emceeing for us today, this is my gift to her so that she can have
Shut up! Thank you.
So you guys have all seen this and read this. It's in the lobby outside, but I'm going to roll this one up and give this to Angie. And
I don't need one.
And you can take it away from me. Bye.
I'll take a picture of it for you.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, you gave me the envelope.
I'll put it away for you.
I got a picture in front of it at least.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Brett.
So the next big star of our movie is Walter Bentson, and so I was going to ask Walter to say a couple words before we start the movie. I can meet you halfway.
It's great to see most of you. Of all the ball players here, I wonder how many I threw out back in the day. I think I threw out that many. It's very unique crowd, very unique movie. And we really appreciate all the people who showed up to hear our story. A lot of unique characters. And I just kind of speechless for a change. Many years ago when I spoke eloquently, nobody wanted to hear me talk. Now everybody wants to hear me talk, and I have very little to say. So enjoy the movie. Brett.
So as Brett mentioned a little while ago, we now play to donate money to the Angel Fund. So next up, I'm going to have Rat Kennedy come and speak a little bit about that.
No idea. You're the only one who knows.
It's just a little pet name I have for you.
My name's Richard. Say. Multiple thank yous, because we are the recipients of all of this. And I'm so proud to say that the Angel Fund in 27 years has raised about $20 million. More proud of the fact that I've never taken a penny. The whole board of directors has never taken a penny, so it all goes to research. Now, after losing my dad and then younger brother is when I started this. And I'm the poster child because in 2016, I was diagnosed. And I've been through something called gene silencing. I'm the very first person to go through that. And not this past marathon, but the marathon before that, I ran. And I beat more than half the field. But I want everyone here to be proud of that, because you guys have paved the way. We do so many events per year, but like my kids, I'm not supposed to have a favorite. This is easily my favorite. And you tell people and they just scratch their heads and say, 100 innings of baseball? Who does that? Well, there's some Ironmen here who play all 100 innings, and I love telling people that story. But more and more, I say, come by Quincy and just watch, because it's hard to believe what goes on. So to all of you guys, thanks for the incredible inspiration you give to so many others. Thank you for spreading the word to so many people what ALS is all about. And thank you for the phenomenal donation that you've made. Specific thank yous. Thank you to Brett, who does a little bit of everything, and I call him the Bert Campaneris of this 100-inning game. If you're older than me, you know who Bert was. One of the only guys to play all 9 innings of a baseball game. Thank you to Walter. And again, I'd probably call him the Lou Gehrig of all this. But he's so unbelievably inspiring the way he goes out there and just faces every day. You look very ugly, but you're tougher than you look. And lastly, before I surrender the microphone, is thank you to Alex. Alex has done a phenomenal job and fought and fought and fought. And what you're about to see is the product of all that he's done. A little over 2 years, and we are so proud to have you on our team. Alex, thank you.
Last but not least, I want to introduce Alex Koppelman, who wrote, directed, edited, sent many copies, many edits, and then now finally here we are for the final film. I also want to say that we, as a team, as a game, I think Alex threw this crazy idea out there, and we all said, okay, Alex, okay. And we saw the drone flying around the field, and kind of making fun of it, and then this movie came out, and we were all, I think, blown away. I know the first time I saw it, I was in tears. Alex, you did a phenomenal job, and we're all very proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you, Angie. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. I'm so excited to share this film with you. I have to thank, first and foremost, Brett Rudy, who originated this game, as well as the Angel Fund that we all play the game for, which is the most important thing, is that we're playing this game to raise money that actually is making a difference, and you can see all the progress being made in research to beat ALS. So that's the most important thing. I want to thank also my family who came in from Ohio for this. Drove all the way, flew all the way here. When I was growing up, my parents would ask me, like they ask most kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, a baseball player. And they said, Alex, you know, the chances of becoming a Major League Baseball player are really slim. Is there anything else that you'd like to be? And I thought about it and I said, okay, I'd like to be a film director. So here you go, Mom and Dad. I made it happen somehow. So this documentary is from the perspective of playing in the 100 innings game for the first time. A man by the name of Steve Lippy told me about the game, and he knew that I was into film, and he said, hey, come out and do a documentary about this. And I was kind of like, okay, well, we got to figure out more about that. But everybody came together, and everybody made this happen. Everybody let me come and go in the dugout with a camera and was a good sport about it and was just exactly themselves. And I ended up playing through all 100 innings because just learning what the game was about, who it's affected, meeting Walter Bentson for the first time, quite a first impression coming out to umpire at midnight. That was incredible, and at that point I knew I had to play the whole game. So this documentary is from that perspective in 2021 when I played the game, and then I just followed up with the people in my dugout, Angie and Jono and everyone else, and had them tell me more about their stories. Met up with Walter, met up with Rat, learned more about ALS, and I could tell you that from what I've learned, ALS is a really awful disease. But I think what gets everyone through it is the power of sports, the power of baseball to overcome and get through those hard times. And it's the strength of the baseball community here which makes such a big difference. And no one who I've encountered in this game has ever had a negative attitude. Everybody has been positive and light and wanted to beat this thing. So this is your story. I'm so excited to present it to you tonight. And one last message for any of my fellow ball players who are going to be playing the full 100 innings game this weekend. Keep in mind, one day you're going to have to hang up the cleats. So while you can still keep playing, give it everything you got.
Before we start the film, I just want to let everybody know that the cast will stick around for a couple minutes, I think like 15, 20 minutes after the movie for a Q&A if you want to ask us any questions. And the raffle will be announced at that time, so good luck to all of you who bought a raffle ticket.